and welcome back to Are You Mentally Aware series. And this is episode 6, and today is a special episode because we're talking about a topic that is very ambiguous and very, very good to be expounded on. And today I'm joined by one of my closest friends and companions and a mental health enthusiast called Purity MORAA. So I'll let her take over from here, introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Purity MORAA. I am a mental health advocate and wellness enthusiast. I enjoy such conversations, and that's why I'm here. So let's talk about depression.
So MORAA,
Yeah.
kwako wewe unaona depression ni nini? Like, in your point of view, what do you think depression is?
It's a mood disorder, basically, and it includes episodes of deep set sadness, not just sadness. It's deep set. Feel empty. There are feelings of suicidal thoughts, lack of interest, concentration, when your sexual drive goes down.
Okay, unajua siku hizi kuna watu wengi like anything small they're like by the way mi niko depressed. Like sasa tuseme for example one of your friends or tuseme mimi leo sasa nimekuja nimekwambia MORAA I'm feeling depressed. How do you go about helping that person?
You have highlighted a couple of things. Ya kwanza ni mtu kitu inafanyika and the first thought is I am depressed, yeah? First, it depends. Kuna wakati mwingine people just misuse the word depression.
Yeah.
You can't just like be a little sad and go like I am depressed. It takes away from the seriousness of someone who is actually depressed. Yeah? But if you're actually depressed, one, you don't seek someone who's going first to listen. You trust this person. Because again, ukiambia tu kila mtu, oh, yo, you see, I'm depressed. Again, it will take the seriousness of it. Yeah? So one, identify someone who's going to listen, who's serious, and probably would help you. Yeah? Kisha, talk to this person. There's some who just want to be listened to, and there's people who just want to go ahead and get help. Yeah? So, decide what you want to do and who you want to do it with. So kama unataka kuongea na msee akupe advice ama akupe professional help, yeah.
Lakini unajua kuna times zingine yes you're going through that depression, like you literally are going through depression, but people are not taking you serious at the same time. You're telling your friends, let's say your friends are noticing oddish behavior. You don't want to hang out with them anymore. You don't want to get out. You are not seen anymore. You're just quiet on your own. You're lonely.
Right.
At the same time, you're not keeping contact with them, but your friends are not at the same time taking you serious. They haven't checked up on you or actually notice the oddish behavior, and later on when it gets to become something serious, they end up saying that you didn't tell us. Is it unaonaje, like unaona mistake ni ya nani hapo? Mistake ni yako kama rafiki for not reaching out, ama marafiki zako for not actually seeing your oddish behavior?
No, that's the hard thing about depression. That's actually the hardest thing. Cause nile nika uko ndani ya maji una drown but hutaki kusonga.
Ni kweli.
Like you want to get out of it but you don't know how to.
Yeah.
You know. And you don't even know when or who to talk to. You see. Yeah. But at the same time it's not exciting. At the point where you are is not exciting. The feeling of emptiness is not exciting.
Yeah, true.
The feeling of hopelessness and just you don't want to be here. You feel like you're better off not here. Yeah. Probably dead. Yeah. But again, your friends would notice. Again, this comes down to how safe do you feel around the people friends. Around you. Nacheki. How best do you know? Are these people who you call friends people you'd go to ukiwa in that low state? Jupia, it's about how safe you feel around them.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. So again, we can't necessarily say we are blaming your friends, we are blaming you. No, we just find a way to work around it. Kwa sababu of course naweza sema Aisha, mi na feel ni kama you've been down, you've not been yourself lately, hanging around us or hanging with us, but then you don't want to talk. Utasema tu mimi niko sawa. And sometimes depression manifests in that fake smile, in that hyper sensitivity or hyperactiveness rather. Unacheki?
Yeah.
And well, it will be very hard to identify when this is how depression manifests itself. So again, we can't put blame on a certain person or certain people. No. Yeah.
Okay, so mimi niko na swali, as a mental enthusiast, do you think that most of the people who talk about mental health normally do it because they love it, or they do it because they want to help people, or because they just want to reverse their position so that someone who is in their position currently not to end up where they are? Like mtu amepitia, let's say mimi sasa, we're talking about me.
Yeah.
Mimi nimepitia depression, nimepitia anxiety and all that stuff, na najua what are the impacts in your life, what are the negatives that it comes with, and as a mental enthusiast you want to bring that out, but at the same time you're not that exposed to the educative part, like hujapitia hiyo training, hujui kitu yoyote. What will you tell that kind of person? Yes, umepitia, uko na hiyo experience ya mental health problems, but huna hiyo educative part. So do you think that you can actually talk to people and tell them, man, I felt this way when I was here. I know how it feels.
Right.
And I actually think that you shouldn't be alone. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Because it helped me. And this is how I overcame it. Do you think that helps people?
Now, here's the thing. There's no particular way of healing or getting out of depression. Hakuna ati tutasema, juu mimi nilifanya hivi nikatoka huko. But what can help is the fact that pia mimi nilikuwa depressed na nikatoka means it gives you power as well. And knowledge that pia wewe unaweza, you can be able to fight it. I will speak for myself, yeah? Many people become mental health advocates for different reasons. Yeah? And I will not speak for them. Maybe they had an experience or their friends do, and that's why they want to advocate for mental health issues or advocate for them. Yeah? I love people. I would describe myself as an empath. Yeah? Of course, I've also had friends who've gone through it. Yeah? But generally, I care about people and their well-being, and would love if people achieve their best levels. Ka utaishi usiishi basic. Give it your best. Give it your all. And what depression does is it numbs that. You cannot live the best quality of life if you're going through an episode of emptiness and just say suicidal thoughts and all that. So that's why I'm here, because I want to see people achieve the best of themselves. I love, generally, I'm a lover of life.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I am a psychology student as well, so also that like kind of makes me understand people more. Yeah. And it, if you want to be a mental health advocate, si ati lazima psychology student, I'm a psychologist or have a background in psychology, but it would help if you learn a thing or two, because it will also help inform the things you tell people, because you also understand the background of these things. Now, your information yenye uko nayo iko well informed, basically. That's about it.
Okay, but mi niko na issue ingine when it comes to depression. Let's go to the male part of depression. Okay, tuseme mini Charlie sasa. Najua guys usually cannot talk about depression at all. Due to them, the society portrays them as this strong human beings who cannot feel or get hurt by anything. And most of the time they go through a lot, but they don't have anyone to talk about because the society has made it impossible for them to talk about it. And as you've seen in the past, let's say 1 or 2 years, the suicide rates in men have gone up, honestly speaking. And it's because that when they put their problems or they actually talk about their problems to someone, they're seen to be weak. Or that they can't handle their problems. Do you think, as a mental enthusiast, that's the right thing to do for now? Like, what is your advice to people who make men who talk about their problems feel to be weak? What is your advice to them?
The advice would be very, very obvious. Every single person has they go through emotions, whether happy or sad, angry. And since depression is a mood disorder, this includes all these emotions, right? Which means men actually go through them. But the fact that tangu kijana mvulana awe mdogo anashinda amepewa advice ati mbona unalia, men don't cry, that is sad. That is not how it's supposed to be. But I'm glad there's a lot of awareness now, and channels through which people can get help through, and they're quite professional, which means even men can get access to them and not be shunned for it. Yeah, the narrative is changing, not slowly but surely. Yeah, though it would be nice if we did it collectively. Ile yenye I won't see a man come to me crying and I go like mbona unalia, you're weak and all that. No, I would like listen, and that's like the way to go.
Okay. So another issue again, mtu most of the time akipostingi sad stuff in social media, people take them to be like attention seeking, exactly. Like every single time you want to communicate, there's sometimes that you want to communicate to people, but kuna ile ka blockade, like you're so scared that if you communicate something will happen that's not good for you. And you get to communicate through videos maybe, or photos, dark photos, or maybe you get to communicate through any form, any word, any sign, but then people mock you for it. And then later on, when someone commits suicide, they're like, Miss Kwanajua, by the way.
I would like just right there, I'd like to correct you. We don't say commit suicide anymore. It's die by suicide, because when we say commit suicide, we are criminalizing it, and we only commit crimes. Someone who dies by suicide has a mental health issue, and we cannot criminalize mental health issues because that means they can't seek help. Yeah. Anyway, again, it goes back to the second question you asked about having a proper channel. Having a safe space. Because once you start talking to everyone, every single time about it, the seriousness is taken off your situation. Okay? So, I would say that there's so many people who are genuinely wanting to help you. Sort out these people. Because once you post it, that people would look at you in a different light. People take it differently. Some would say you're attention seeking. Some would say I just you want people to feel sorry for you and all that. Yeah. So the best way to go about it is getting a specific person who is genuinely interested in the mental well-being of maybe general other people, or you in particular. Yeah. And this comes down to the way we form our friendships. Huko tuna wale mabeshte mnachezaga PS, mnaenda tu kunywa, kujibamba. Do you have people who you can sit with and have actual deep set conversations? You know. So it all goes down to these things, and usually I say prevention is better than cure. Okay? Do you eat well? Do you exercise? Do you surround yourself with people who have positive energy? What are you doing before you hit rock bottom? I'm not pushing blame and saying you didn't do this so you're depressed. We also have different triggers. Wengine ni genetics. The levels of hormone called dopamine iko chini sana kuliko kawaida. So for them to like feel good about themselves, it gets very hard. Sometimes it's past trauma that is a trigger, you know. Yeah, so it's a very wide topic. It's I would say it's deep, but at the same time we can do something about it. See, it's not a matter of ati utakufa ati since you're depressed. No, there's something we can actually do about it. Yeah.
Lakini pia unajua kuna, you've told us sometimes seeking help helps, yeah?
Not sometimes.
Most of the time.
Most times when you seek help and you generally get someone who would like to help you and you follow through it, there are high chances of you actually.
But imagine going to a therapist, okay? The most of the youth, by the way, hii ndo wanaogopanga. Wakienda kwa ofisi ya therapist, they get this old woman. Sawa. She's having her glasses, she's just sitting there, she's like waiting for you to open up, sawa. And then immediately you open up, she starts shooting questions, judgmental questions, by the way, right back at you. And this is a youth who is like, I just want someone to listen to me.
I see where you're going, because sometimes unaweza hata enda kwa ofisi unaanza kupreachiwa, you see, Jesus said sijui the Lord. I'm not saying the Lord is bad. No. But there are different ways of approaching this. And for instance, if you as a youth believe in God, there are different ways of getting therapy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so if you as a, maybe I should be talking to therapists, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm quite the therapist. But then of course, if you feel this young person is into church and believes in the Lord, maybe the direction you take this is with the Lord, okay? But most times it's advised that take it into the science and into the what you were taught in school, basically. So
yeah, true. It's not like just like nika to believe kwa Mungu, tuna believe, yes.
Point ni the direction you take, it's not about your beliefs as a therapist or as a counselor or as a mental health advocate. It's about helping whoever has come to you with help. Impose mambo yako kwake.
True.
It's in the best interest of your patient or whoever you're talking to. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
Again, this comes to another issue that we've been hearing a lot about. Trauma. A lot of people have traumatic experiences.
True, yeah.
And most of the time, let's talk about, okay, honestly, let's go to the parents now. Any parent who's going to listen to this is your part. Some parents do not want to handle the traumatic experience head on. So True. They use the blockage, like they want to make it, they want a child to forget that part. But they want the child to forget on their own terms. No. Mtoi, let's say an example. A girl is raped today, okay? The parents will most likely, like, kuna wazazi wengi watakuwa embarrassed by that fact. By the way, right. This is true. Right. Wazazi wengi watakuwa like embarrassed, yes. They would want the girl to forget about that experience and make it non-existent, but on their own terms. They wouldn't want her to seek help. Nona. Mtoi yes anapitia hiyo uchungu, but hataki mtoi waongelele. Like, it's something embarrassing to talk about. They don't want the kid to talk about it. They want the kid to suppress that memory, to forget it completely. Like, asahau. So, let's say tunawapea advice our wazazi. Sawa. Wanasikia, of course. Obviously, they will hear this part. I want you to actually, not actually sio ati ni kitu lazima wafanye, but just
give my take. Yeah,
give your take.
it's very hard to show love or give love in a way you don't know how to. Let me start from the fact that our parents were given love in the quote unquote the tough love, yeah, the tough love.
Yeah.
So, that's the best way they know how to give love. They're not all mushy and I love you, my baby. Ajui here, and even the way they were treated when
They were young.
they were young. For example, mtoto amekuja amekwambia mam, nimetengeneza hii, the first thing ataona waste hiyo kitu, waste karatasi.
Exactly.
So it just starts from the fact that hao wenyewe they didn't go through the right, I would call it secure attachment style of on the attachment theories, yeah. When they were shown love and that, but that still doesn't make them give them a right to treat us in a certain way, okay?
Yeah.
Walikuwa wakubwa. Okay? Na ukisha kwa mkubwa, you think on your own and you think logically. Of course, your background would affect how you grow, but then at some point, umekuwa mkubwa, uka realize this and this is right. You unaweza draw right from wrong. Now, once you realize that your child has gone through something, don't downplay it.
Yeah.
Ujue nyewe mtu ya muumia na umwambie I understand, najua umepitia such and such a thing, and I'm right behind you, I'm going to support you. Sometimes even the fact that mtu ya najua you're behind them, that's all they need.
Yeah.
That support, that care, that affection. Yeah? Yeah. And it goes a long way, even in the way they are as adults. Mi upenda kusema watu ni kama sponge.
Yeah, true.
The way they take, ukimwagia sponge supu itachukua ink, itachukua maji, chai, kahawa, everything.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And by the time you drench this sponge of these things, it's been a while. It won't be the same. Hata ukazidrench, it still won't be the same. Itabaki ni harufu ya supu, hiyo kala ya kahawa. You know? And so kids are very delicate.
True. A kid's mind is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, and the fact that ina develop, ina take in, inakuwa socialized, ina take in all these things, it means it should be treated with utmost sensitivity. Yeah, so for parents, current parents, or future parents, treat children with utmost sensitivity and care.
Honestly, I think that most of the parents need to be a child's friend first. You know, you get. Most of the parents don't even know what's going on in their kids' life. But they want to manifest what they want in the kid's life. They don't want to ask a kid, how was your day? They want to come home knowing that their day was horrible and make the kid's day horrible as well. They don't know if the kid has been beaten up, he's being bullied, has gone through a traumatic experience. And the first thing is, when a kid comes to you with a problem, the first thing a parent does is judges, or actually looks for the wrong in the child before actually saying, I do understand what's happening. You know, let's tuseme example, sawa? Mtoi ametoka. He was involved in a fight, okay? This fight is about, let's say, a girl. And he ends up breaking or losing some of his books. Or let's say, nimetoka shule, nimepigana na mtu. Sawa? Either nimepoteza vitabu in the process, or I've just ruined my books. And instead of the parent actually asking if I'm okay, the first thing wanakuuliza ni, vitabu zako zimepotea, unajua ni pesa ngapi nimetumia kununua hizo vitabu. So most of the time, I think parents actually are not that invested in a kid's emotional well-being, their mental well-being, but how they are portrayed, or how the kids act, or how the kids do things that are told. You get? They are only focused on the outside
Yeah, I get you.
behavior of a kid, not the internal one, the mental well-being, how a kid is, how the kid's well-being is. Yes, a kid has failed their exams. You are busy telling them that they're not smart, the kid is stupid, instead of actually understanding why the kid failed a certain subject. Is it that they have a bad attitude, or is it that the teacher only condemns the child? You get? So I think the parents should literally get more invested in a kid's well-being, mental well-being and emotional one.
Yeah,
You
I
know
agree.
why?
I agree.
Because that will mean they really need to be close to their kids, because most of the time you'll find, yes, a kid is your child, but you're not close to them. You don't even know what's going on in their life.
Actually, often you find that most kids, your friends would know more about you than your parents ever will. And this is because of how you grew up, because of how they
They are towards you. Let's say their behavior, how they actually talk to you, how they converse with you, how they even live with you. Some of the parents.
yeah. So it's very important for parents to understand that kids, as much as you bore them, are different people. They're not your like replica per se, and you want them to carry on the dreams that you couldn't achieve. Okay, only watu these are whole people na wako na their own mindset, their own beliefs, their own much as usually I would say most parents, and more often than not, they want the best for their kids. But then the what they want as what they think is the best is not actually what is the best for the child. Yeah. And they need to like draw the line and know umtoi kuna kitu inye kile anafanya ina make sense. Let me see it actually makes sense, let me support them. And kuna mtoto anafanya ujinga na anaenda kufail kwa maisha, yeah. So plus ni watoi, let them make mistakes. That's how they grow and learn.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, through experience, the best teacher.
So yeah, that's I think we have discussed most of the things that border depression mostly, and it has been helpful because me sahi nimelearn vitu zingine na nimesema vitu zingine yenye it's literally very irritating, and I think the society needs to hear this and they need to change in 1 or 2 or 3 ways. And depression kills, right? Kweli.
Yeah, it can get to a point where actually so many suicide rates ni juu ya depression. Yeah.
So I think right now it's high time we get, yes, we are serious, but it's high time now we drew the line on depression and fight it and help our friends fight it and help anyone who wants to talk, let them talk.
Yeah.
No
Create
judgments.
a safe space.
Yeah. Create a safe space with your friends
or
with someone. Yeah, with your family.
Yeah.
And don't let depression beat you. You're stronger than it, right?
Well,
most of the time.
Yeah, yes, but then people going through depression, I wouldn't say they are allowing it to make their life detrimental, but this is like an encouragement call. It's not to say that, we agree that it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
We do not take it lightly, but at the same time, you can beat it. If you're going through it, you can beat it. Seek support. If you're around someone, if you're living with someone going through depression, be very understanding. That is, they will not want to wake up. That is, they don't want to get off bed. That is, they don't want to even brush their teeth. Yeah. So be very understanding and very accommodating. Yeah.
So now, since we're talking about the support, can you tell us the different channels that are there?
Oh yeah.
So that people can actually use them now.
We have different. I'm actually glad that there is a call for people to like get support, and there are many channels and avenues. Even recently, kuna so many organizations that are coming out to support people going through mental health issues. Yeah, and we of course will share the contacts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going through anything and you want to talk to anyone,
You can reach out.
we are here for you 24/7. Just DM us and we are going to talk, and we are going to give you, either if you want a professional help or unprofessional, we're there to present anything that you want, as long as you're comfortable. And again, today I'm going to remind you, you're beautiful, you're handsome wherever you are, and whatever it is that you're going through, it's going to end. I promise you. Just do not give up, and we are here to help you. So thank you so much for joining us in this amazing episode that we have gained a lot. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.